In this next module, you'll learn how the brain is actually made up of several parts, which have different functions. The kinds of problems a person has will be related to which parts of the brain have been injured and what kind of injury it is. Now don't worry, this doesn't mean after completing this module that you'll be expected to know all the medical details about the person you're caring for. But again, some scientific knowledge combined with what you know of the person from your own experience can make you better at solving problems that arise and at coming up with care strategies that will most benefit the unique individual you care for. Please pause the DVD and read Module 2 now. When you're finished, click the Start button to go on with the DVD. As you continue to learn about the brain, keep in mind its amazing ability to heal or rewire itself over time. Researchers refer to this self-healing and relearning ability as plasticity. As a caregiver, you can support the brain's natural abilities by providing interesting activities while also making sure goals and challenges are not too far beyond the person's abilities. Here are our experts again to show you how.
Every day, from the time he got up until when he went to bed, I would try and work with him on different parts of his life. And we had playing cards that were colored different colors so that we could work on his eyesight. We had memory games that we bought just at the Value Village that were kids' games so we could work on him with short-term memory. And we would try and watch games on TV so that we could learn his speed of processing, get that back up to a normal speed.
Because, boy, she trained the heck out of me. I mean, there were times I'm going, why are you doing this all the time? Because it was bugging me. But it's because she wanted me to get better. And I know, had she not persisted the way she was, I wouldn't be like I am now.
Let them try and do a lot of the things on their own before you jump in and try and help them. Because they have to learn how to talk on their own. They have to learn how to do their own functioning. And if you're one of those people that wants to move them out of the way and get it done yourself because you can do it faster, try to refrain from that, which was kind of the way I was before too. But I learned that, okay, he doesn't stack the dishwasher the same way that I do, but he's doing it.
One of my good friends made a DVD about our senior vacation, our graduate class. We went on a vacation down to San Diego, and she made a DVD, had all pictures, a big old slideshow, and it helped me out to remember a lot about what I did and how I went down there and enjoyed myself with my graduating class.
Walking has been the most rewarding because at first my doctor said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, honey, you're paralyzed, you're never going to walk again." Not true. Now I can walk just fine.
So I helped her, with the help of a parallel bars, helped her to stand up and be able to take a step forward. And always encouraged her that every day you walk a little bit and you can improve.
Working with him, motor skills. What are the need? Most of the need was to force him to use his left side, his left hand. So with that it was not only a reminder, but instead of just reminding him, no, use the other one. It's like teaching when they were young. It's like, look what you can do with this hand, and try this. How about you, hey, stop here, put this hand here, and reach with your left hand.
Everything I did was a learning experience. Could be the simplest thing as playing a game of cards, or memorizing the short term of letters or words, or playing just little individual games helped me, because it not only worked my brain and my thought process and all that stuff, it also helped me with my hand and other disabilities I had at that time.
Well, we encourage things. Sometimes that she'll want us to do stuff, and we'll say, well, maybe you might try that, So we try to do that. Have her do as much as possible.
Don't do everything for them. If they can, let them see what they can do, and if they're saying, "Let me do it," maybe be there and watch, but don't just always be there to do everything for them. That isn't going to help. I think with any kind of healing, you need a little bit of a push, and that would be robbing the person of that push that they actually need.
I know that you need to, the rehabilitation says, then let residents do as much as they can, because then they want to be independent. Of course, that is still there. But what I'm trying to say is, if somebody's trying to do something and getting frustrated, need help, you cannot comb your hair with one hand. You cannot do your ponytail with the one hand. So you rather go out there and help someone. So when physically, if somebody is not able to do something, then you better go out there and help someone, because otherwise, then somebody is going to get frustrated or angry, or can lose, can lead to more problems.
That's the biggest thing that my mom did when I was there. She listened. If I had a problem, if I had something, I would explain it to her. She would then go back, think about it, and then come back to me with something of how to fix it or how to improve that. I felt that she listened very well. She was never, even though I was at a big handicap and I wore a blue helmet 24/7 because of my injury, she was there very willing to give any advice she could or help me out in any way possible. She sat there and she listened to me, and, she wasn't trying to tell me right from wrong or how to do this or how to do that. It was kind of, she told me what was needed to be done or how to go about things, then I went out and did it.
Well, right now the short-term memory is a real problem. And there was sometimes where temper was a real problem. And it still is sometimes now when somebody makes him feel like he's mentally retarded, like he's dumb, doesn't know any better. And he just doesn't know how to express it.
Lots of Post-it notes. And just for my husband and my sister to remind me constantly, because I'd forget, so they just remind me constantly. I had so many appointments that I actually needed a secretary to keep me where I needed to be. Just people reminding me. And in a nice way, because as I progressed in getting better, if they would have reminded me as much as they did in the beginning, it would have been an insult. So it's really something to tread very delicately on, because a person doesn't want to feel like they don't want to feel like they're crazy. And that's exactly what they feel like, is that they're crazy.
Brain injury people, they have to get to point C by going through maybe 5 points. Not just you and I would probably go through A, B, and C. They have to go through a whole bunch of points before they get to D. And if you interrupt them in the middle of it, like before they got to C, they would have to start all the way at the beginning again and go through every part of it before they would come to the final conclusion.
Sometimes goals are based on what a resident wants to do. So sometimes you talk to them, have a good communication, and then see whether you have time to, if they have a time to fit in with their schedule to do any kind of activity, because you don't want to rush somebody into something which they don't want to do, because then it can result more fatigue and then tiredness. So you don't want to overload a patient with things, So you rather concentrate on activity which they're already doing, and then have a good communication so that you can help them with other things they want to do.
If you work at it hard enough, you will get control of it. And I kept telling her, I'm going to beat this thing. I'm going to beat it, I'm going to beat it, I'm going to beat it. the head injury. But there are times that I start thinking, maybe I'm not.
And it's harder for him because he doesn't remember the rehab. He doesn't remember the stages he's gone through. But as the caregiver, being there before his accident, during the accident, and after the accident, I can see the progression since that time in 6.5 years. And it's remarkable to think of how far he's come and all the determination that he's had to do it.
Probably the most that she did, or not the most, but the most that helped me was her emotional support. Because I was very emotionally not disturbed, but saddened when I got back, because there was a lot of things that I was unable to do. My friends were going off doing this, doing that, but I couldn't do it because of where I was at in my instance. So she provided a lot of emotional help, emotional strength, keeping me up on my 2 feet. You know, hey, one day is another step towards success.
I was grieving everything that my life was, and I was grieving not knowing what I was going to be when I was finished healing, or how long it was going to take to heal, how much of me that I would have back, and how much I could still relearn.
Well, we've always tried to encourage her, you know, and to, you know, have a positive outlook on things. And but we've, and in general, although as I said, we didn't. It's sort of a daily thing. It isn't something like, you know, we're going to do that today, then we didn't do it yesterday. But it's just constantly. If we see her down or not feeling good, and particularly her mother, she knows the words to say. She knows how to sort of get her back on track.
By helping the other person you care for be around others like them, talking to them as a person, not as a patient, and participating in their therapies with them. For example, taking a walk around the block with them, or sitting down with them and having a conversation with them, and not saying all the negative things they hear from other people. That will really help both the person you care for and you with your relationship. Even if it's a work relationship, you can still benefit from the things that they have persevered through.
Every time we had a step of improvement, we got greedy and wanted the next step. And, you know, we really worked hard. And but what I want to say, it is possible that doctors make mistakes too and don't know everything, and a person can wake up. So we have to have lots and lots of patience and don't give up immediately. That's what I would say.
I think I would have to tell them, just be patient and take your time. Because it might take a while. But eventually, that person will work it out and be good. Yeah, they'll get there.
Well, I think the thing is it's patience. You know, that's if something isn't working or something isn't working right, you know, the best thing I can come up with is just stop what you're doing and sort of back off. And then, you know, maybe take another run at it later.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would definitely say 11. Yeah, that's how important.